Good afternoon to you, and thank you for choosing us as your source of information. I am Pulem Mulabati, and this is Bophelong. The change we want to see in our continent begins with each and every one of us. Issues vary from one community to another, but the ability to change and improve the lives within all of us. We just need the will to make that change. Here is how Tshego Mathe is transforming the lives of talented designers in South African townships. Tshego discovered a group of ladies in Orange Farm who are talented and skilled at clothing designing. She is collaborating with the group to get them to transform their talent into a business and make an income for themselves. Here is more on this story. An alternative way of making everyday wear that fits any occasion and needs of any modern-day woman. These garments are made with recycled plastic, costing nothing for production and bringing an income to designers who supply their niche market. The driving force behind this approach, Tshego Mathe, a businesswoman who is passionate about the development of fashion designers in South African townships.
There is a huge gap, in a sense that they are not exposed to a lot of the things that someone in the city would be exposed to, They are more exposed to struggle, in a sense that it's always a struggle to try and make ends meet, you understand, as opposed to someone who's in the city who's used to having a standard life, not necessarily that they are super wealthy or what, but they are comfortable. There is a huge gap because things are easily attainable and achievable for someone who is in the city because banally resources that they need, and in most cases they've got the financial means, not that it's a lot, but they do have the financial means to be able to get to where they want to, So that is where I found myself that I like spending a lot more time libo mebana because I almost feel like I'm in a position to help them, whether it's in the form of transportation, whether it's in the form of, helping them to market their business, whether it's in the form of listening to them, hey, that for me, impact comfort in knowing that I'm there to listen whenever they need help, they are able to My mother is a social worker, she's been a social worker for donkey years, and my grandmother, they've always been nurturers, and I've always been exposed to community service, and I've liked it, and I've enjoyed it, and I like making a difference in a person's life. It really untabis knowing that, whether even if it's just I was there for that person to listen to their complaints, it really makes, I know I've got a lot to offer, and I'm saying, here I am, this is what I can offer you, let's see how I can help the next woman, so that is why I do this. It's because and it just makes me happy to be able to make a positive contribution in the life of somebody else. My grandmother, may her soul rest in peace, she's always been an entrepreneur. She was a professional matron go Baragwanath Hospital. However, she still narekisa di gartene and ne ke roka le ene, narekisa diaparo tsa di second hand, ne re rekisa ko gae. So it's always been there, and another malena the whole time I lost stock, I lo rekisa, I lo collecta chelete and all of those things. So it's always been there from my grandmother. And liko skolongi, I used to sell things, and I enjoyed it a lot. So I'm always finding opportunities of, ways of making money or helping somebody else to make an extra income.
Manje mayinje ibag mangithi ngiyayithenga umama uzothi imalini 150.
She has identified this group of women in Orange Farm to mentor.
And then for Bana, something nice that is trending right now,
we had to show them the current trends. We had to show them what people are doing out there, what is being sold out there, you know, what are the designs that are out there, what are the colors people are doing out there, what are the materials that people are doing out there, what are they doing with wool, what are they doing with scarves, you know, what are they doing with shoes. So we've had to show them what is happening out there so that they can start thinking out of the box, creatively, and most importantly, to do things that people will actually want to buy. They are very good, Kamatsogo, very, very good, but they are still into the old school of doing things, you understand? Very comfort zone, and probably because they haven't been exposed to other things. So when we showed them those things, that's when they were like, oh, wow, okay. And they actually rose to the occasion, and they did a lot of the stuff. So already it shows them that they are capable of creating even better masterpieces than what they have been doing.
So lebaka la gore re tle today is so that re kgone go bona mosebetsi wa rona le ditšhaba tse dingwe di tle di kgone go bona mosebetsi wa rona. So ntho e re batlang go e etsa ke gore dintho tse di di etsang really expose to the opportunities tsa gore le tle le kgone go rekisa mo. As you know, go na le ba le di-market, go na le ba le di-expo, go na le ba le di-exhibition. So re batla gore ka monyetla o gore mesebetsi e ya lona e tle e kgone go ya mo batho ba kgone go bona mosebetsi wa lona.
And after the break, we see just how recycled plastic can be used to make everyday clothing. More of Tshego and her team coming up after this short break.
A top 5 rated horse racing event in the world, fashion is a highlight for those in attendance. All decked out in blue and white, the Le Mans Queen Plate is the premier event that kicked off everyone's social calendar.
That was all part of my master plan to cast John Legend but deprive him of his normal instrument and give that one to Ryan.
The House of Truth is not just a name. It is a religion. It is a lifestyle. It is a conviction that drives us.
What really excites me is how people have kept it very simple and also played with the theme, and how each person has interpreted it in their own way.
To stay updated with all the current entertainment news, tune into Trends every Saturday from 12 to 1.
So people with prosthesis can live normal life.
Prosthetist actually manufactures the artificial limbs.
I can pick up stuff. My friends think it's awesome. I like my life.
I can walk normally. There's nothing that I can do. It changed my life from the beginning to where I am now.
Dystrophic dysplasia is a type of dwarfism that affected all my major limbs.
Join Health Talk every Saturday for all your health news.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Media Monitor. I'm your host, Alicia Jali. What has been happening on the digital front?
To win the CAF Championship was a huge thing, and perhaps we ought to have celebrated him even more.
Absolutely.
73% of our schools, regardless whether they're in the township or they're in urban areas, if you go to those schools, you are guaranteed a matric pass.
It is the one thing that we haven't done well as a country. We have thrown money at it. I mean, if you ask for figures, you will be told we're spending well in education.
90 billion.
But the performance of the system has not been good enough.
Welcome back to the show right here on SABC News. Tshego Mathe is a business-savvy community builder with her eyes set on teaching entrepreneurship to skilled artists in townships. Let's find out how one of the designers came up with an alternative means to cut production costs and still make a sustainable living out of her business. Tshego Mathe is determined to grow businesses of female designers in townships. Her recent project has led her to this talented, unconventional clothing designer.
Oh my God! Oh, this is so nice.
I've got a good relationship with Limme Joyce, and that's where you also learn from Mom Mebana. I learn a lot from them, you know, and they also learn a lot from me. So I use those opportunities to grow myself as well while I'm also supporting them. And it's encouraging for them. Mama me also, why utlo reka monna, hey, na hanke, na batho ba so na hanke batla honna, but I'm not everybody else, I am me. I am unique in my own way.
Thank you so much.
Joyce is one of Tshego's trainees. She was discovered through one of the local competitions. She and Tshego constantly look for ways to develop her business and expand her clientele.
Oh, Mrs. Oh, and then
start my BC register office office ya teng e kwa and then here rana ga sebetsa le bona jwalo ba mpontsha ntho tse ngata se re tshwere ntho tse so re tseng ga tšhintšha plastic kana ba ikenya ka lesela wa yetsa wa tšhintšha ya ba ntho se jwalo a fitla ba tlisa di album tsena hore ke try with the design tse jwalo wa bona go ya le fashion sa ska ba ka ya ba fashion ile ya khale e kopane le na emcha.
Joyce's livelihood relies on the sales that she makes through her designs. Tshego has been working closely with her to attract customers and achieve a breakthrough to a larger market.
Joyce every single day, every single cent counts, and sometimes as much as she would like to advance herself financially, it becomes a bit of a challenge.
Her business has drawn the attention of locals who have embraced clothing made out of plastic.
So how inili business plastic marathola la ba bona plastic ena ba kana ba tšhintšha ke no so tšhintšha re ne ke batla tšhintšha ke kenye plastic ke tse se material mole e se le ntho tse jwalo and ha o lo ke supporta ke ha ona le di graduation tsa bana ka bo ha o le ba kenya di order ka bo October November for bana ba tlo graduate wa fela size wa thola mona.
A journey of 1,000 miles starts with one single step. Joyce is slowly making a name for herself to customers beyond the South African borders.
We had the First Lady from the Navy, Nigeria. They came to South Africa and we said to them, when you come, we would like to show you the ladies we are working with Ko Orange Farm. We'd like you to see. And they said part of their trip in South Africa, they're going to include that, which they actually did. And the former mayoress, Mrs. Pilisiwe, was also there, and the women came and they saw the amazing work and they even bought, you understand, some of them got the 3,000, some of them 5,000, some of them as much as 8,000 rand in terms of the sales. So we always, wherever an opportunity, whether the exhibition, whether the market or whatever, where there's an opportunity for them to go and showcase their work, we expose them to that, you understand. So their income has grown in a sense that the clientele, they've been able to tap into the city, where because they've been used to locally, collocationing and that sort of support. So it's quite encouraging.
Mona na ke mixitse ke letlalo ke pansitse le plastic ke skete ke sena le topo outfit ya seta ke sena lona mara ka yetsa and then tshwateng ke ya teng sila mo le king kwe ka plastic ke ya teng ke na sibaki.
Stay with us. When we return from the ad break, we hear from ladies in Orange Farm just how they are getting their community involved in art. Coming up after this.
If you ask this Irish master whiskey distiller why sometimes whiskey is spelled with an E and sometimes without, he'd say,
"Oh, to be sure. Are you fair so good, look? It's the whole thing. They're back and get off in the whiskey without the E."
Yeah, didn't catch that. But if you asked us the difference, we'd tell you that every whiskey from around the world is spelled without the E, except for Irish and American whiskies. Cheers. Tops at Spa. Good whiskey, good advice, no Irish accents.
Welcome back to the last leg of our show. Here is how Tshego and Anambiani are teaching the kids in Orange Farm to make and create art. This small community of designers gather occasionally in this community hall in Orange Farm to connect and share ideas. A short prayer is a common practice each time they come together. This is just one of the things they have in common in addition to their love for fashion and art. Their business mentor, Tshego Mathe, has come to understand their individual needs in order to grow each one's potential.
At the end of the day, these women are able to feed their kids. These women are able to these women are able to clothe themselves. These women are able to do what the next woman can do with 10,000 rand. Whether one woman has got 10,000 rand and the other one has got 1,000 rand, our responsibilities and costs are different. However, Kayone 1,000 euro, she is still able to make ends meet. It may not be easy, but it is doable. It's better than just sitting at home and not doing anything. You know, we are saying you've got a talent, you've got a skill, you are able to talk, you are able to sell, you are able to do this, you are able to do that. So let's help you find creative ways with what you already have, with what you are already good at, and then earn an income from there.
One of the designers saw the gap to create home decor that resonates with what the locals prefer to have in their homes.
About 3 hours a day.
So how does she ensure that her work stays in demand in a township where art isn't popular?
Creative art ha se ntho e tlwaelehileng haholo. Ke ntho e neetswe ke makgowa haholo. Creative art. So now batho ba e rata haholo, ba e rata ntho tse ke di entseng. Batho ba kenya di order ke hlola fela ke taba eo fela ya material, sometimes re ke hloka material, but batho bona ba e rata haholo di jewelry. Hape ntho e ba e ratang haholo ke go tseba batho ba bo mme re rata dintho tse ntle haholo. Di jewelry box ba di thabela, ha re sa kenya di jewelry tsa rona makotikoti, se re di kenya ka hara di jewelry box, di tissue box. Ha ina ona le bo manyalo, then batho ha ba decorate, then ba sebedisa di tissue box.
Interesting.
So nice.
And then
She has incorporated her love for art with her work as a teacher.
Rana creche e bitswang Happiness Preschool and Daycare wana mo Orangeville. So and then ke be ke bona hore go betere hore ke etse creative art. Haholo ke etsetsa for bona bana hore ba be le knowledge ba santse bana le bo ma 5 years. So ke startile mo hore ke qale this creative art ke le ka ya mo Three River skolong, and then ka trainer for yona. Then from there ke yetsa le bona bana ba crèche ha ke na le nako fela ke yetsa le bona, and then mo ke yetsa ke rekise ka mo ntlong batho ba to reka.
And then mo ke jewelry box. Okay. Jewelry box e o ke 150.
And her mentor couldn't be more proud.
I will show my friends that, you know what, can you see this outfit? You know, plastic. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if Hari Kopane Liboni, we speak to them over the phone. We've got their cell phone numbers. Christmas time, Merry Christmas. So we're always keeping the contact, even though it's not always just business, but sometimes just courtesy calls to check, you know, in the business, and they'll tell us, hey, event ko kae kae re win award, you know, we were asked for a fashion show. So it's also very encouraging to get that kind of feedback. Go on.
Small beginnings for Tshego and her team, but the drive and hard work behind this initiative can only guarantee success. And on that note, let me remind you once again that by supporting small businesses, you are playing a pivotal role in improving the state of the economy in our continent. We'd like to thank Tshego and her team for sharing their story with us, and for you at home for watching. Until next week, it's a goodbye from us here on the show.